So in Palatka, which there are a few areas that are similar to it, it's not like unique to itself. That was that was the most country area that I was in. We lived, I said earlier, in with a member's home because there were no apartment complexes in anywhere near that town, and it was when I first got there, I remember saying, "Where am I?" like 30 times a day. Like, I was so confused. There are no street lights. The stars in the sky are beautiful, though I've never seen the stars so bright because obviously there are no lights. The people there are very, very friendly. And my favorite thing about that area is how, and just the South in general, people have a faith in Christ. And that is such a blessing that you don't really realize. I mean, missionaries in Europe, know the struggle of trying to talk to somebody about Jesus Christ, and they completely brush you off. And it was very easy to talk to people, especially when we showed them videos like He's the Gift. We showed that Christmas video during Christmas time, and everybody related to it, and they just thought it was the most wonderful thing ever. Of course, it was kind of hard to progress to actually, let's get baptized because they had their Christian faith, but there were still many seeds planted. And that area also was, in my opinion, very dangerous when it came to wildlife because we almost hit every single critter you could ever think of. They just run across the street like they own the place, which I guess they technically do if it's like the country. But it was very scary. Our car got stuck in the mud probably twice a week, so they ended up giving us like an SUV because our car wasn't working, and we didn't get stuck in the mud after that, so that was good. It was like quite embarrassing actually how many times it happened. We'd have members like, "Hey, could you come pull us out, please? Thanks." And that area was one of the more humble areas, and I hate to say that the humble areas are the better areas because of the people, the experiences that they went through. But in another area I was in, like Jacksonville Beach, they were not as humble because they had, I guess you could say, possessions, or they knew where they were in life. And though the area of Jacksonville Beach was beautiful and I loved it, the ward was absolutely amazing. It was a lot harder to teach people because they were not open and they were not willing to talk about Jesus Christ, even if they believed in Him. And that was my most, I guess you could say, frustrating area. This isn't like, obviously isn't what everybody believes, but it was my most frustrating area because a lot of people thought, "Oh yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to change, and I don't want to do anything about that." And I would get frustrated, like, "You don't know, talk to us first, please, before you do that." So that's why I guess I like the more country areas, or just the more, we could say, lower in spirit areas, because they were definitely more open. Palatka was actually, it's in the poorest county in Florida. They're number one for teen-related pregnancies, domestic violence, and drug-related deaths. So that was terrible. But I didn't know that because I was a missionary there and we were just changing people's lives. When they told me that when I was like, "No, this is the best place ever." So terrible things happen there, but that's why as a missionary, that's why you're called there. You're called there to help people. I actually did witness a shooting once, but my mother doesn't know about that now that I'm thinking about it. But it happened when we were coming back from a mission-wide conference, and somebody was killed across the street from where we were, and it was very sad. And actually, she was a member of the church. She was baptized like 4 months before that. So the church definitely pulled together and helped out her and her family and her kids and stuff. But so the area was dangerous. But luckily, as a missionary, I guess you don't really notice those things until I guess it happens. But it was still one of my favorite places ever.